Shout out to Captain Paul for actually sitting down to watch some WNBA. I've seen it in passing, to work at a sports bar, to be on after something else that people want to watch because nobody was telling the bartender to put it on the WNBA. But it's just not the same thing. And as he brings up, there's many other women's sports that do work. All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Let's party. Want to give a big shout out to the TSP, the Talkin Sh podcast. This is the video we're going to be checking out today. I just love that thumbnail. Just thought I would give a little shout out to them before we dive in. Great friend of the channel. Please go check them out. They will be linked below. Captain Paul here had a very interesting take on the recent WNBA commercial. Why they're advertising? We all know how bad it is. I don't know, but let's check it out.
Captain Paul here for TSP. Air Jordan had a commercial premiere at the NBA All-Star Game about...
Okay, so it was an Air Jordan commercial, but they're using the WNBA to sell Air Jordans because you know that everybody who buys Air Jordans is a huge WNBA fan.
Women basketball, and they kind of had a shot of a WNBA game in there. So essentially this is kind of like a WNBA promo, and let's get right into this commercial. Let's get into the journey of this young woman as she comes here, crosses up. Not really smart basketball here, you know. Hey, you can't be fouling people, and this is a perfect shot here. Her in the water, gasping for air, desperate for any relevancy. It's the perfect representation of the product that the WNBA puts on the TV.
I mean, damn, he went in. He's going in. I wasn't even looking at it like that, but it really does represent the WNBA as a whole.
Let's just call it what it is. I know we want to do a bunch of like symbolic woke bullshit. The WNBA fucking sucks. It's boring as shit to watch. I have given it a shot. I watch other women's sports that I find are far more interesting, like...
Shout out to Captain Paul for actually sitting down to watch some WNBA. I've seen it in passing. I used to work at a sports bar, to be on after something else that people want to watch because nobody was telling the bartender to put it on the WNBA. But it's just not the same thing. And as he brings up, there's many other women's sports that do work. Women's tennis, women's soccer, women's MMA. I love women's MMA. Basketball, that ain't it.
Women's hockey, I'll be very blunt here. The product in which they put on with the WNBA is really piss poor. I do not understand how they do not understand why it's not profitable.
That's a great point too. You hear stories about how WNBA players want more money when they don't make any money. They cost money. It costs money to put the WNBA on. What would you get more money for? Make some more money, and then you get more money.
She's intense. She's really like, wow, I got to really do this for my team. Steals the ball. Absolute Robin right there.
Savage.
I don't know if the people doing this commercial were just subtly taking shots at the WNBA, but it's a perfect symbolic relationship here. A grown man supporting and nurturing a young woman, just like the NBA gives the WNBA child support.
Just like the NBA gives the WNBA child support. I mean, can you put it any more clearly than that?
The only reason the WNBA is still in existence is because of the NBA. So when you have all these WNBA players,
oh, I should make the same as LeBron. Oh, I should make the same as John Morant.
Shut the f up. You have never even been in the fucking black. You're always in the red. I don't know if you're smoking crack, but if you're constantly in the red, you are not a profitable business. You are a charity. And
that's exactly right, Captain Paul. This is a charity. It is a charity to allow these women the platform to play the game that they love. No hate on the women themselves. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's not about being nice. At the end of the day, all of this is a business. And if you want more money, you have to earn more money.
There she is going up the court, jeeking, jumping around. Air Jordan pose, and what is it? It's a finger roll, and that's the perfect way to end this commercial because it's a lot of like build up to excitement. Oh, is she gonna go down there and dunk on that?
Yeah, I would have expected that, but and I'm not a basketball fan, so I wouldn't have seen that. But the fact that the big shot is a finger roll layup, as opposed to the Air Jordan, blah, like what are we doing?
She's gonna slam it down. No, she's just gonna do a soft little finger roll because the hoops are too tall, and the WNBA won't adjust the height of the hoops so they can allow women to be dunking on women.
That's another great point. Why don't they just make it so that the women can be more entertaining? Obviously, women tend to be shorter, even in the WNBA. Without even looking, I can tell you for sure that the average height of a WNBA player is going to be lesser than the average height of a regular NBA player, a male NBA player. So why not just lower the hoop to accommodate that? Is this about being entertaining? Is it any less of a sport if everybody is shooting on the same 7-foot rim instead of 10 feet? Everybody wins. But no, that would be what? Condescending to women as opposed to just keep putting on this garbage that nobody watches?
The WNBA, let's just call it what it is. The WNBA does not want to get out of its own way. And I'm just completely lambasting them in this video. But I am
Yes, you are, Paul.
tired of like being told, oh, it's sexist not to like it. No, the game just sucks. The product on the thing just sucks. That's why minor league teams don't sell as much as major league teams. The WNBA is a minor league organization. The product sucks. It's not entertaining. Maybe there's a few good players within the league, but the rest of it, like, have you watched these products? Have you tried to watch these games? Brick. If they truly wanted to improve their league, they would take the suggestions that many people have had, like lowering the rim. It's too high. Men are just taller than women.
But you can't acknowledge that, Paul. You are now canceled, Paul. Sorry.
There's no shame in that. Why do you think in these other sports they play with smaller balls or they play with, different sized equipment? Because they're catering to the women athlete. There's no shame in that.
Yeah, I mean, think of the best example I could think of in this category of changing the sport for women is lacrosse. I played lacrosse when I was younger. So did my sister. We played two completely different sports. Men's lacrosse and women's lacrosse are not the same thing, and I think it's better that way. Now, I certainly would be interested to see women playing the men's version, but it's a different sport. And I think if they were playing it the same way that men were playing it, you would see a lot more injuries. You would see a lot less goal scoring and the stuff that makes things exciting. And so they changed the game. They made it more appropriate for the players and got a better product. Why can't they do that for basketball?
Lower the rim, for the love of God. We're tired of seeing hairballs. If you lowered the rim, you had some women dunking on women. I would
what is this? Exactly. Like, what are we watching? Like,
probably tune in. I'd probably give it a second chance.
None of that, none of the clips that have been shown have even made me slightly interested in seeing before what happened or after what happened. It's just not interesting. And Captain Paul goes on. So I will link the video in the description if you want to check out the whole thing. Big thank you to the Talkin Sh podcast. Good friends of the channel. Definitely check them out. Thank you so much for partying with me. Again, I've been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, I am out of here. Peace.